you'll see Vedic age, currently as per the syllabus, we consider Aryans to be indigenous or foreigners? Foreigners. So they should be coming somewhere from outside, right? And the direction we can all expect will be the northwestern part. In the very beginning, when they are trying to enter India, will they directly come into the interior parts or will settle on the borders of India? Borders, okay. Initially, few years, they were settling in this region, okay. And this is what you identify today as Punjab, Afghanistan. These are the areas where these people were actually living in the initial periods. But don't you think over a period of time, they will, once they get settled down, will they try to explore other parts of India? Yes. And eventually these people came down to this area now. This is generally called as Western UP. Now you tell me, when a people, their place of living changes, will their culture or way of life also undergo a change? Completely. The area itself is changed. The resources availability will change. Climate will change. So many things will change. So lifestyle will also change. So what we really do is, and this period is generally called early Vedic, and this period where they are staying in the Western UP is called later Vedic. So we have to study Vedic age not in one unit but as 2 units. And how many years they have written there? You see, 1500 to 600 BC. So nearly 900 years have to be broken down into 2 parts, early and later. And when these people came to India, initially, like the IVC people, they were also using bronze. But it was during the later Vedic times, these people started discovering a new metal, that is iron. And there was a problem with the way these people were using iron, okay. Iron, instead of directly being used for agriculture purpose, they were using more for military purpose. Please tell me, if you are using iron for military purpose, or there is fighting and all these things, will you really get so much of surplus, which is required for formation of cities, states? No, please. When will you get this all city states? When you get surplus. For that you will have to use iron for agricultural purposes. They are using for agricultural purpose also, but not very, very intensively. So as a result of which, the entire Vedic age, all that 900 years, you will not find any cities. In Indus Valley, did we find cities? Indus Valley civilization, do we find cities? The very fact that I'm using the word civilization means there were cities and all. But here you really don't have any such things. Write down fastly. Vedic age is usually divided into 2 phases. Vedic age is usually divided into 2 phases. Early Vedic, so this is Punjab and Afghanistan area, and this is Western UP area. I'm putting in an arrow here so that you'll understand it is Aryans who are coming. Initially settled down in Afghanistan, Punjab. That period is called early Vedic age. Early Vedic age. When they later settled down in Western UP, you call this as later Vedic age. And the new metal they started using is iron, and which is used more for military than agricultural purposes. So no cities and states. Okay. Now these Aryans who are coming into India are bringing a new culture and a new religion into this country. Yes or no? Here, when they have come and settled down slowly, the people, local people started finding that there are some serious problems with the Vedic culture. What are the 2 problems? First, listen. One is the social problem and the other is the economic problem. What is the social problem really? When you look at the correct caste system, when you look at the word Arya, I told N was added by the British people. Generally, they were calling themselves as Aryas. Arya meaning, anyone knows the meaning of the word Arya? First, correct? First, or noble, or pure, or high. Now, Aryas are calling themselves as Aryas and considering themselves to be first, noble, high, superior. So, will these people naturally have a discriminatory attitude towards non-Aryas? Yes, please. Can I say that discrimination between Aryas and non-Aryas will over a period of time give rise to what is called as the varna system. And at varna system, even later times, it eventually becomes caste system. Yes, please. Will people, particularly at the lower levels, will they be really happy with the caste system? No, they will face some sense of discrimination. They will not like to live under the caste system. Okay, so that will be one such negative in the Aryan culture. There is another negative in the Aryan culture, that is economic problem, which you say that were these people offering some sacrifices to the gods? Yes, we saw that in the last class. Yes, please. And the sacrifices were many a times involving animal sacrifices also. If you give a sacrifice of any random animal, it's okay. But if you are sacrificing cattle, what could be the problem? If you are particularly satisfying one animal, cattle, cow, ox and all, what could be the problem for the economy of the country? Think. Cow, ox. What will be the effect of that? Nana? For agriculture. Now see, when you here iron is used for what mainly? Military. At some point of time, don't you think people will understand that iron must be used for agriculture purpose also? What are the two tools we get from iron? Agricultural tools? Axe, plow. What do you do with axe? Cutting the trees, clearing the forest and bringing land under cultivation. Okay. When so much land, by using axe, you are able to bring so much land under cultivation. But when you clear the land is available, but who should plow that land? Do you think really humans go plowing lands, or will they put this burden of plowing on cattle? Yes, please. Is that the way we usually see? Bullock cart estamo, that plow will be put on that oxes, and they are the one who are actually plowing the field. Now, what are you able to see the connection between the cattle sacrifices and the prevention of growth of agriculture? The more the cattle you are killing, the less cattle is available for agriculture. The less cattle is available for agriculture, the amount of food production will reduce, because of which the amount of surplus you can actually produce is becoming less. And if you cannot produce a good amount of surplus, economy cannot grow. Cities can never come, states can never come. But at some point of time, can we expect cities and states coming up in India? They have to come, right? Okay. Then how will they come? Someone has to come and raise their voice against this cattle sacrifices, saying that, oh, Vedic Brahmins, what you're doing is not correct. You should stop these cattle sacrifices. Eventually, when that cattle sacrifices will reduce, will more cattle be available for agriculture now? More amount of food surplus can be produced. What will happen when surplus will be produced? Cities will come, states will come, etc. But all these developments are going to happen after Vedic age, that period you call as post-Vedic age and Sanantam. Okay. Now, at some point of time, cattle sacrifices, someone will raise their voice against it. Anyone can tell me who could be that? In Indian context? Non-Aryans, no please. It was Aryans only. Buddhism and Jainism, you might have heard. What is the main concept in Buddhism and Jainism? Ahimsa antaru. Now, once the concept of ahimsa becomes more and more popular, the cattle sacrifices will reduce, giving rise to surplus. Surplus comes, so many changes are going to happen in the society. All these changes you will see now in this period. Take the third heading in the timeline. Post-Vedic age. Keep writing as I'm writing. Iron began to be used intensively for agricultural purposes. Because of which, what will happen? Dense forests in eastern UP, and these people are slowly moving towards more eastern parts, okay? Eastern UP and northern Bihar. Eastern UP at that time, those days was called Koshala. Northern Bihar was called Videha. Dense forests in UP, Koshala and northern Bihar, Videha were cleared. Now land is available for cultivation, but what is not? Cattle is not available. Okay, write down next line. More land became available for cultivation. More land became available for cultivation. Next arrow. But cattle were not available. Write down fastly, please. But cattle were not available in sufficient numbers. Cattle were not available in sufficient numbers. Next arrow. In response to this, new religions like Buddhism and Jainism, emerged. New religions like Buddhism and Jainism emerged with the concept of ahimsa, capital A, emerged with the concept of ahimsa, capital A, inside brackets, non-violence, bracket close, to oppose cattle sacrifices. To oppose, same run, other point, ahimsa, bracket non-violence, bracket close. Why they are bringing this concept? To oppose cattle sacrifices. To oppose cattle sacrifices. Next arrow. As ahimsa became popular, no. Buddhism, Jainism, no. Okay. Specifically cattle, no. They are, on the whole, they don't want sacrifice at all. Particularly here, we are talking about agriculture, so I'm using cattle. No. It's not that they are promoting other animal sacrifices and only opposing cattle sacrifices. That is not what I mean. Okay, they are criticizing all sacrifices, every sacrifice. Okay. Next, as ahimsa became popular. Next arrow. As ahimsa became popular, more cattle became available for cultivation. More cattle became available for cultivation. More cattle became available for cultivation. Now tell me what will happen? Surplus food, leading to surplus food production, leading to surplus food production. Leading to surplus food production. Below this point, write down like this, 3 branches. Okay, you can write 4 also. Will populations increase? Next, will trade increase? Trade, yes. Again, for maintaining trade records, will new scripts have to come up? Yes. New scripts started rising. What are those things? You will see later. Next, new cities started emerging, and this is why this period is called as period of second urbanization. And when trade increases beyond a certain point, will there be a necessity for coins? When trade increases beyond a certain point, you understand the word barter? What is barter? Exchange goods for goods, right? Till now, people were mainly using barter. But from now onwards, the surplus is so much that you cannot simply exchange goods by goods. You have to come out with some medium of exchange currency. And these people, you'll see, the first coins also appeared in this period only. The first coins in Indian history come from the post-Vedic age. And then you will see the first full-fledged states have emerged. First full-fledged states have emerged. And you know what are they called in Indian context? Mahajanapadas. Winnera? Have you heard of this thing any time? Yes, please. And these first we got 16 such states. Mahajanapadas. First full-fledged states. When I say first full-fledged states, will there be some kings with armies, bureaucracies, full-fledged kingdoms? What will happen once you get these states? 16 states unnai. What will they do with each other? Fight each other. What will happen? Wars. One of them will become supreme. They will start defeating all other dynasties. Yes, please. And a small kingdom, one among these kingdoms will start going into a big empire, right? That's what is going to happen. Continue there. Out of these 16 Mahajanapadas, eventually Magadha emerged as supreme. And this kingdom, you will see, was ruled by 3 dynasties. Dynasty is the family which is ruling over it, right? 3 dynasties were ruling this. Done? What are those 3 dynasties? Continue writing there. Katana chapter. Haryanka, Shishunaga, Nanda. These 3 dynasties ruled the kingdom Magadha. So if you observe, can I say post-Vedic age is a very important turning point in Indian history, because in this period you will find economic changes, political changes, social changes, religious changes. Every aspect of Indian society has changed. From this diagram which I just now put, which of these things you will categorize as political change? See and tell. Which of them can be considered to be political change? States. Okay. Which of them will be considered as economic changes? Trade, new cities and all. Social changes. Population. Any religious change we saw in this period? New religions coming up? Buddhism and Jainism. So can I say every single aspect of Indian society has undergone a change in this period? Yes, please. So what you do now is, wherever you written Buddhism, Jainism, just write just pull a small arrow and write religious changes. These are social changes. These 2 are economic changes. Political change. Buddhism, Jainism, religious changes. Population, social changes. Trade and cities, economic changes. And full-fledged states is political change. Cheppanడి. Avunu kadana. Avi enter avutunte, when that Vedic religion is coming to newer areas, people are seeing that there is a problem in the Vedic religion. They are going on killing sacrifice animals, and in that part they are killing cattle. And essentially Buddhism and Jainism emerged as a reaction against Vedic religion. Ante kada. Vedic religion they did not like. That's why they are saying that we don't want to follow Vedic religion, we will follow new religions. That's how it actually happened. Okay, write down one concluding line for this chapter. This period is important in Indian history. This period is important in Indian history because it witnessed major changes in is important in Indian history because it witnessed major changes in all aspects of Indian life. In all aspects of Indian life, like witnessed major changes in all aspects of Indian life, like social, economic, political and religious. Okay, till now whatever you have written under this heading, we were observing what is happening inside India, right? In this period there were some 2 foreign invasions that are going to happen from outside. Okay, we'll write that point and we end this age. What are the age? What is the name of this age we are doing? Post-Vedic, after Vedic, post-Vedic age. Okay. Last line, concluding line. This period also witnessed 2 foreign invasions on India. This period also witnessed 2 foreign invasions on India. A. You understand Persian? Where is Persia? Modern day Iran. Modern day Iran is called Persia in those days. Persian or Achaemenid invasion. Achaemenid is the dynasty that was ruling Persia at that time. And second invasion that you will find is Greek or Alexander's invasion. Okay. That's all about this age.